Early in the morning, wake your goat mouth ass up.
Blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that the Keep It P podcast is a global show, and today we'll be discussing at least 8 injured in Tacoma mass shooting outside thuggish, out of hand rave event. That's right. That's what was going on. I got video. Yeah, that's right. KIPP on the scene. Nah, we weren't really there, but we on the grind. And why y'all ain't hear about this? This wasn't everywhere. This wasn't, huh? We got it on breaking news alert, but why we ain't hear about it? Investigators said shots were fired as an argument happened in the back alley of the venue where the party was hosted. Now, I'm telling you this was PC. You know why? And you know why? Because they got the disassociation. Like it didn't have nothing to do with the club. When it's a black club, they try to demonize the black club, the patrons that go to the black club, the whole communities against the black club where they play the black music at. But no, this is an argument that happened nowhere in the venue. It wasn't near the venue. It was, matter of fact, it was in the back alley. You know, back alleys, that's where bad stuff happens. This club has no parts of that. Right. Because it was a rave. This is brought to you from Kings 5, right out of Tacoma, Washington. Farah Jadran. Okay, Jadran. Shooting victims, 8 of them, were identified early Sunday morning after a large crowd was attending a rave, South Tacoma Way, according to the police department in Tacoma, TPD. Investigators said an argument broke out in an alley along the 4800 block of South Tacoma Way behind the private venue where the rave was hosted when shots were fired. Remember, it wasn't look, don't want to name the venue, private venue. Ain't venues usually private that's going to be able to have a rave or a party or a club, perhaps? Aren't those usually private? Right. Made a point to say that, so let you know we're not gonna be naming it. But if it was a black club, you better believe we would have named it. Officers arrived to find a chaotic scene crowd and multiple shooting victims, according to Wendy Hadlow, PD Public Information Officer. Oh, here we go. Look at it, just pumping and shaking by itself, dude. Wow. All right. I had it all up already. I guess it didn't appreciate that I was on the ball with the cue up already. Look, tired of hearing this garbage too. It continues to say the first call to South Sound 911 dispatchers went out after 12:40 a.m. when cars were reportedly seen speeding away from the the scene. The area around the scene was shut down for the investigation. Investigators said life-saving measures were taken when officers arrived on the scene. So you said, okay, so you saved them, okay. According to TP, all 8 shooting victims are in stable condition. We had victims that were transported to 3 different hospitals by ambulances and private vehicles, Haddo said. Our detectives are spread out on these multiple crime scenes getting information. Police have not released any suspect information. And they're asking that if you want to drop a dime to call this number. Like, you don't know nothing. You didn't talk to no witnesses. Huh? There's no witnesses, no other video. No, you didn't talk to nobody at the scene for this large rave that was going on. No, you didn't stop none of the thugs and ask them their information. You didn't throw nobody against the walls. Y'all didn't have SWAT team there. No mace. You didn't have no mace. You didn't have to deploy non-lethal weaponry. No. We know you wasn't gonna do no real, shoot 'em up bang like you would if they was black. We know you wasn't doing that because it said it's a rave, so we already knew that. But dang, they don't even get the pepper spray. No, none of that. Huh? No, just none of that. Because them could be your sons and daughters, so they like, nah, we ain't doing that. I got a video to play, y'all. They got some mail explaining to do. I guess they're going to get a little bit more deeper into it. They got some on-the-scene action and what have you. I guess they wanted you to see the video to get that. They, if it was black, they'd have had it all in print. They'd have knew everybody. 8K footage. They would know where your mama's at, your grandmama's at, and where you went to kindergarten at. And see, that's why you need to sign this petition. What petition? The one scrolling across the bottom, and the one that Kendra is getting ready to tell you about. What petition?
Be one to the family. This is Kendra Blackwood of Hot Lava Music TV and the Hot Lava Media Group. And I come to you today with an urgent call to action. And with that being said, this petition is to demand the U.S. government immediately make anti-black racism a public health crisis is now an active campaign at change.org. And after this message, I'm going to need you to go over there and show your support. Right after you smash that like and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. It doesn't cost you a thing. Now, this is a petition to demand cash reparations for foundational Black Americans addressing 2 critical components. So what is anti-Black racism? Anti-Black racism is defined here as policies and practices rooted in American institutions such as government, finance, education, healthcare, and justice that mirror and reinforce economic deprivation, racially targeted laws, beliefs, attitudes, prejudice, stereotyping and/or discrimination toward foundational Black Americans. What is a public health crisis, you ask? Well, a health crisis or public health crisis is a difficult situation or complex health system that affects humans in one or more geographic areas, from a particular locality to encompass the entire planet. Health crises generally have significant impacts on community health, loss of life, and on the economy. And ultimately the solution to the problem, it is imperative that the United States government declare anti-Black racism a public health crisis for foundational Black Americans. In 2020, as a community, Asian Americans experienced only 287 hate crimes nationwide. However, FBA in the same year suffered 2,871 reported hate crimes. As we know, those are just the reported accounts according to the F.B.I. As foundational Black Americans, we know that the number should reach in the billions daily. This resulted in a 94-1 unanimous decision to pass into law an anti-Asian hate crime provision to make Asian a protected class. With anti-Black racism being thousands of times more prevalent and permeating within the fabric of America, we ask that you sign this petition to say we are sick of studies and commissions to study forums and meaningless holidays and nothing burger symbolic gestures. We demand the U.S. government to urgently disperse the first initial reparations cash payment of $20 trillion to the surviving descendants of American chattel slavery. AKA, cut the damn check. And I mean that. Jack. On my ancestors for real for real. I proudly digress. Anyway. Check out the new Slave Patrol documentary. Pull up season on you sucker MCs. Don't forget to join us on Patreon. I got 4 words for you. Go grab a shirt. And love, peace, blessings and Meloa. Be
Music TV.
Begin with breaking news in Tacoma, where 8 people were shot early this morning. It was apparently a rave on South Tacoma Way. Police are now looking those responsible. We have King 5's Lionel Donovan live there with more. Lionel, what have you heard from police so far?
Good morning. Well, things have calmed down a bit, but Tacoma police initially described the scene behind me as chaotic. Are telling me that all 8 shooting victims are in state, but they are also saying that they're learn about. Now, Tacoma police say that they received multiple reports of multiple shots fired on the 5400 block of South Tacoma Way at around 12:45 this morning. When officers arrived, they found that a private venue had been holding a rave, as you were saying earlier, and they had learned that she fired following an argument. Now, at this point, it's unclear how many shooters were involved, and they're still trying to find out a motive. I spoke to Wendy Haddo of the Tacoma Police Department earlier today, and she said that due to the volume of the victims, investigators are covering a lot of ground trying to get the information they need.
Had victims that were transported to 3 different hospitals by ambulances and private vehicles. So our detectives are spread out on these multiple crime scenes, getting information.
Now, Haddow went on to say that at this point, they don't believe that there's any danger to the larger public, and they're working to get the information that they need. And once that information becomes available, we'll make sure to bring that to you. But in the meantime, Tacoma police are encouraging anyone with any information to get in touch with them as soon as possible through Crime Stoppers. 1-800-222-TIPS. But for now, we're live in Tacoma. Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.
I was going to replay it, but I'm not.
Inflation's rampant.
We definitely get the point. We definitely get the point. This is a mass shooting. You're not going to say it was a mass shooting. Tacoma, 8 injured. And if it wasn't for the heroics of the police on the scene, injured wouldn't have made it in a stable condition. But you know how if they was black, all of them would have been dead with the same life-saving measures and nobody survives. Well, I ain't gonna hold you. Just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on cold, y'all. Love, peace, blessings, and Maloha. And I always want to say a shout out to J Lava. Not trying to tell you how to think. Nah, we don't do that over here. But we do want to show you how to think. How to use this right here. Hello, McFlizzle. Hit that like, subscribe. Look at that screen. You got actions down. Let them call to actions. Bust a move, bust a move, bust a move. Take these commercials. We need your peepers. Make sure you watch them now. Take that, take that, take that, take that.
run my cash. Cut the check, 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 cut the check. Talking conversation, it's about that time.
You look bad, bitch, blood on her hair, she's so tragic. Be careful for her love, she love.
Hey, Rave. Hey, Rihanna. Hey, girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the Putin. I know that might sound a little confused.
Call me when you need a friend. Call me when you need someone to come through with that loving baby.